Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Germán Bodenbender, and welcome to the final presentation that I prepared for this Digital Tools for Cloud-Based Data Management seminar. This project I created Lunar, that is a website done with HTML and JavaScript and the Heroku app, on which I created a different series of exercises that we took all the learnings from the seminar and we tried to put it into 3 different explorations. So as you can see here, this is the website I've created. It's called Lunar, and then if you start scrolling down, this is the presentation of the different projects. And the very first project that I created, I call it Lunar Picnic. That if you go into it and if you click here, you will see that it opens the side of the website. So the idea in this one is a little bit of a kind of parody that we're actually doing a lot of the projects on the moon for the studio scenario. So in here I play with the idea of actually creating like a lunar picnic with your drones. That funny enough, they can fly on the moon. But this is a Grasshopper script that is running using Kangaroo as well as Ladybug. And as you can see here on the left, you got your different inputs. So for the ones that you know Kangaroo, you can start playing with the length and the strength of the physics of the scenario. So this will actually adapt. And as you can see here, you can also modify the slider of the terrain generator that actually creates a random series of points and how your scenario adapts. And then just to make sure that the radiation does not cook you alive, and you can actually just enable the radiation analysis, and now it's running Ladybug. And it's checking the amount of hours. So as you can see here, you can also change the sun position that is being placed based on the southern hemisphere of the moon. And then as you can see here, we got a projection on the surface based on the sun position and the amount of hours. You can also change the color of the legend to your preference based on the different options that Ladybug gave us. So this is a more traditional one approach, and you can play with it. Then if you go back to the main page, then we're going to go back to a second exercise that I created, that I call it Lunar Space Residency. That for the Lunar Space Residency is more in line with what we did for a studio project, that we use WASP to create a discrete aggregation of different components. And as you can see here, you can modify the position of the starting point of the aggregation based on the lunar surface of the Shackleton crater. And then you can also, at the same time, it's also running Ladybug, as you can see there. You can modify the amount of parts you have in the aggregation, the density, and the different time of the day as well. And similar to the previous example, you can also change the legend to whatever color you want. But in essence, it's still running the radiation on the process, as you can see here. And then if you go back to the main page, on a final assignment, a final exercise that I did is the parametric tower. That if you click on this one, as you can see, going more architecturally, we cannot omit the famous tower, and of course, our most beautiful rotation parameter that we as architects we always like to do. Here we can play with the different densities and lengths and ratios, and then we can also have a facade recess that allows us to either get a flash facade on it or actually have a mode like that. And then after that, we can of course run the radiation analysis as well using Ladybug. That will tell us the sun position. This is based on South Africa, and exposure that the facade actually has to it, the different scenarios. And then if you go back now to the main page, and I already covered the 3 exercises of the final project that I create, you can actually keep scrolling and you can see all the assignments that I have created, and how do we got to these final ones. So if you check on this one, this is the very first assignment. We learn how to do a HTML website and some JavaScript, and how to start embedding some information using different sources and things like that. And then the second one is the Rhino model, that if you click on that one, on this one we learn how to import Rhino geometry into it. I started reading the properties and also started working with the layers. It was really interesting exercise. And if you go back to the other one, like on the last exercise, we learned how to import, upload Rhino scripts, Grasshopper scripts, and then be able to interact with them. And from this one is when we went to the final one. And then as the last portion of the website, I added some other examples that the faculty provide us, and this is some great examples we use to then learn the different possibilities. You can access these ones, And then last but not least, it's just the credits, and just to say thank you for the faculty and the great patient and assistant they gave us to go on the course. And then if you want to actually explore a little bit more, all of this is an open source, and it's been added into the a personal repository where you can access here at the website. I hope you enjoy it, and have a good day. Bye.